Intermittent fasting has been growing in popularity in recent times, not only as merely a way to lose weight, but for overall general health of the body and mind. It has been found by over 200 studies that fasting induces 8 major repair processes in the body that greatly protect and improve the health of the body. Number 1. Fasting induces autophagy, damage within the cell to proteins, mitochondria, DNA, and other cell components account for many age-related diseases. Autophagy is an ancient cell repair process used by all living organisms to maintain health. Normally, cells do automatic autophagy during the night to clean up damaged cell components and keep cells functioning efficiently. Researchers found that as you age, autophagy declines. However, they also found that you can always force autophagy by fasting. During an experimental prolonged fast, it was trying to determine when autophagy occurs during the fasting process. Based on improvements in skin and overall feeling of strength, it was concluded that autophagy probably starts after 4 days of fasting. Number 2. Protein scavenging. Proteins are essential for life, even during fasting. Fasting induces protein scavenging to feed the body. Research has shown that the body is amazingly intelligent in searching out protein that is not needed. Examples of unnecessary proteins are skin blemishes, cysts, damaged muscle fibers, and tumors. All of these proteins scavenge are sent to the digestive system to be reused. Number 3. Resetting of appetite hormone, receptor, and transmitter. If a cell has a message to send, it uses a transmitter. If the cell has an action to perform, it uses a receptor. Hormones are the messengers. There are appetite-stimulating hormones, but they are not a problem. There are 3 appetite suppression hormones: insulin, leptin, and GLP-1. Your body can lose your sensitivity to these appetite suppressors if you overeat. That loss of sensitivity is called resistance and will cause you to overeat even more. The good news is a fast resets your sensitivity to these appetite suppressors. Your transmitters and receptors become highly sensitive. Number 4. Glucose deprivation. Cancer cells need lots of blood glucose to flourish. Based upon his treatment of brain cancer patients, Dr. Seyfried has concluded that if you get your blood sugar below 70, the tumors start to shrink and free-floating cancer cells die. In an experimental prolonged fast, it was found that the blood sugar fell from 90 to below 70 on the 4th day of fasting and remained so throughout the fast. Number 5. Fasting increases BDNF. Brain-derived neurotrophic factor, or BDNF, increases during fasting. BDNF is necessary for proper functioning in the brain, including building new memory synapses. Lack of BDNF can cause all kinds of brain-related diseases, including depression, dementia, poor memory, and poor cognition. Number 6. Increase in SIRT proteins. SIRT proteins create enzymes that maintain a healthy cell structure. 7 SIRT proteins have been discovered, but it is still a very new area of research. If you are younger than 60, SIRT proteins can be stimulated by a low-carb diet. If you are over 60, it will probably take fasting to stimulate SIRT production. SIRT proteins have been found to suppress tumors, prevent DNA from change, repair cell damage, cell DNA and telomeres, maintain integrity of cell DNA, and help in gene expression. Number 7. Visceral fat reduction. Several scientific studies exist that throw light on the dangers of visceral fat. Visceral fat may be the major cause of aging diseases. Cytokines are probably best known for their key role as mediators and regulators of inflammatory responses. They are actually able to stimulate the movement of cells towards sites of infection, trauma, and inflammation. Although cytokines are absolutely essential to immune function, excessive amounts can actually become dangerous. A cytokine storm, also known as hypercytokemia or cytokine release syndrome, is a condition caused by a surge in the production of inflammatory proteins. However, excess visceral fat generates large quantities of unhealthy cytokines. Those cytokines create a dangerous amount of inflammation in your bodies. Here's a list of cytokines that visceral fat creates: IL-6, and TNF. Alpha appear to be the most dangerous in excess quantities. It's a significant evolutionary defect that visceral fat creates cytokines in quantities that can kill us. Our visceral fat never evolved because it's only within the last 70 years has visceral fat become a major problem due to overnutrition in modern times. There's a high correlation between cytokine inflammation and diseases like type 2 diabetes, kidney disease, heart disease, cancer, and brain disease. Another cause of many diseases is that visceral fat can physically fill up your trunk cavities, creating organ compression. This causes kidney disease, high blood pressure, GERD, sleep apnea, reduction of heart pumping action, and heart AFib. For people over 40, perhaps the greatest benefit of prolonged fasting is visceral fat reduction. It appears that you cannot lose visceral fat without human growth hormone. We start losing our ability to produce HGH at age 40, and it drops to very low levels by age 60. That is why our waist and hips expand as we age. However, a study showed that fasting over 24 hours increased HGH by 1,440%, and HGH remains high for 17 fasting days, no matter what your age. Number 8. Increase in adiponectin. Adiponectin is a protein produced by external body fat. Unfortunately, the cytokines in visceral fat suppress the production of adiponectin. Adiponectin is almost the exact opposite of cytokines. Adiponectin reduces inflammation. Adiponectin reverses all the problems caused by visceral fat, plus it improves almost all of the blood values we measure. It is the greatest anti-aging drug in existence and is all naturally produced, but is produced only if you do not have excess visceral fat. This slide shows that too much visceral fat causes inflammatory cytokines, but as visceral fat decreases, anti-inflammatory adiponectin is produced by our external fat and continues to increase as visceral fat disappears. It appears that when your HDL is 55 or above, you are producing more adiponectin than cytokines. Thus, it is important to lead a lifestyle that minimizes the production of visceral fat, or do occasional fasting to get rid of it. Some of the most important statistics on subject of fasting come from Dr. James McKesson, who applied fasting in the treatment of 715 cases of disease during the period from August 1952 to March 1958. All fasts were carefully supervised under ideal conditions in McKesson's sanatorium near Escondido, California. The only limitation in the efficiency of treatment was that many patients did not have time to fast long enough or often enough to obtain maximum benefit. Yet, in 294 of these cases, there was very great improvement or complete recovery. In 360 cases, there was moderate benefit, and for the remaining 61 cases, no improvement at all was noted. Thus, the average percentage of improved or remedied cases was 88.4%, and here's why it happened. Hormone receptor and transmitter reset improved insulin resistance and metabolic performance. Autophagy increases performance, the pancreas and the liver. Reduction of inflammatory cytokines and increases of APN reduces blood sugar overproduction and insulin underproduction. Reduction of visceral fat compression improves the performance of the pancreas and the liver. High blood pressure, 141 cases, 141 cured or improved. Kidney disease, 41 cases, 36 cured or improved. Here's the reason that happened. Autophagy improves kidney performance. Reduction of inflammatory cytokines and increase in APN reduces blood pressure. Reduction of visceral fat compression improves the performance of the kidney. Heart disease, 33 cases, 29 cured or improved. Here's the reason for that. Autophagy improves heart performance and reduces arterial plaque. Reduction of blood pressure from improved kidney performance. Cytokine reduction stops production and growth of arterial lesions, which reduces plaque formation. Cytokine inflammation reduction reduces AFIB and blood clots. Increases in adiponectin suppresses plaque formation. Reduction of visceral fat compression around the heart improves its mechanical pumping action and reduces AFib. Reduction in cytokines reduces ferritin retention, which reduces the body's inflammatory load. Increases in adiponectin increases HDL3 and HDL2 particles, which prevent LDL oxidation and excess LDL. Cancer. 5 cases, 5 cured or improved. Autophagy and SIRT proteins repair defective cells and prevent them from becoming cancerous. Prolonged glucose deprivation kills cancer cells. Protein scavenging removes free-floating cancer cells and small tumors. Diabetes cure reduces blood glucose levels, which feed cancer cells. Reduces cytokine formation that causes cell damage and tumor growth. In summary, the 8 major repair processes stimulated by fasting work together to cure many diseases.